Hello and welcome to another episode of Tubarks Tales, My Adventures in Learning. I'm your learning guide, Stan Scrabbit. In this episode, I'm going to highlight a few lessons learned while listening to podcasts, share some books with you I think you really should read, and tell you about my MOOC adventures. Well, let's start out with some of these podcasts. The first one I want to talk to you about is Elearning by Connie Malamed. And the E-Learning Coach, good podcast. Enjoy listening to it. And the one episode I happened to catch was with Robin Good, who is a media communication expert with masternewmedia.org. And basically, in this episode, Robin was talking about curating and how when you're curating, that this is, kind of an important thing that's coming up. We're going to see a lot more people involved in curation. And curation is one of those areas that I'm really attracted to. And with curation, he's talking about not just pulling information together and just throwing it back out there, but also going the extra steps, finding those gems of information and adding value to it. Giving a reason why you think that information is important, and that really resonated with me. He mentioned that we're going to see a lot of curation in the future, that we are here as educators to be guides for people as they go forward, to point out these resources. And that's what I'm hoping that this podcast or vodcast does, is that I have an opportunity to share with you information and kind of put my spin on it. So this first one, dealing with the E-Learning Coach, I thought was a good one to start out with. Steve Dotto is one of the folks that I listen to. Just recently found him, but man, I have learned so much from this guy. In one of the trips I was making to the north of Wyoming, I was listening to his podcast, and he was talking with Melanie Dodaro, who's Canada's leading LinkedIn expert. And there was just all kinds of stuff that she was talking about dealing with LinkedIn that, I picked up some new tips, but a lot of it resonated because these are things that I believe in with dealing with LinkedIn. And so I'm going to share a couple of those tips, and you can listen to this cast, and I'll share it with you, where you can pick up some stuff. But one was making connections, and she believes that you should continuously expand your network. But by expanding your network, you should also personalize the messages as much as possible. So instead of just going with the generic LinkedIn message, hey, you're another professional on LinkedIn, I want to connect with you, is really going in and tapping into why you want to connect with them. What's your history? Why, you want to make that connection. She also talked about different groups that she uses. You can belong to 50 groups, and some of those groups, a portion of those groups she does where those are her potential clients, that she is marketing directly to them. She's involved in the discussions and contributing. So that's a great tip, being part of that marketing. She also belongs to a professional organization, so things that are very similar to what she is doing and learning from them. And she's also places where she can learn new things. So those are the three different group breakouts that she has, targeting market clients, other professionals, and also places where she can just expand and learn new things. So that was Steve Dotto and Melanie Dodaro. And here's Melody's page. She's from Top Dog Social Media. Looked at her blog. Matter of fact, I subscribed to her blog. She's really doing some cool stuff. A good person to follow, especially if you're looking at how to leverage LinkedIn and other social media tools. So moving on, some books, some recent books that I think you should read. One is called Digital Leadership: Changing Paradigms from Changing Times, and this is written by Eric Sheninger. He is a principal for a high school out in New Jersey. Was totally against leveraging technology in his school, thought just, computer lab was good. And then he saw the light and he realized what the power of social media was, that it could be used as a communication tool, a learning tool, help with public affairs, great book. And although he's writing it from a perspective of a principal, I think this is definitely a book that all leaders should look at and learn the lessons that he has learned and how to just really leverage and improve what you're doing. Along with that, basically anytime you change an organization, they're finding out that 75% of organizations fail in a major change initiative. So that's why I'm recommending this book, Choosing Change, How Leaders and Organizations Drive One Person at a Time. In this book, they basically break it into two major parts, change for an individual and change for the organization. But within each of those sections, they have a framework. They call it the 5 Ds framework, and that deals with disruption, desire, discipline, determination, and development. And it starts out with having a disruption, something that is significant in your life that disrupts it, where you kind of sit up and notice and say, man, we got to do something different. And then going in through the whole process, how to make this successful. One of the things that I thought was really interesting in the book is how they tied it to science. Understanding how people work based on how the brain works. So a lot of great lessons there. I think anytime that you are working with an organization and you have to go through change, I think this is a book that you should take a look at. For my summer entertainment, I'm also involved in 2 MOOCs. This first MOOC is called Teachers Teaching Online. If you happen to be involved in online education at any point, I think this is a great MOOC to be involved in. And just got a recent message, a little warm up in my office. Got a message that they're just going to keep this MOOC open so you can go in and actually participate, get credit, certificate for the course. And basically the course, they have just a slew of presenters that are coming in, giving presentations. They're about an hour long on each presentation. And with those presentations, there's a short 12-question quiz and also a discussion to be part of. You have to do 4 of them to get the certificate. But I'm really in there to pick up the learning. So in this first week, one of the presenters was Shelley Terrell, who gave a wealth of ideas of student activities that you can do online. That was really great. How to make videos for your students, great tips there. Just a lot of just different activities I think that would enhance any online instructor. And since I'm teaching classes for the University of Wyoming online, lots to learn there. This next course is Entrepreneurial Education, Designing for the 21st Century. This course is on Canvas, and I use Canvas, so I'm learning some lessons right here, how to use Canvas. I like how their setup is. They give a great video tour talking about the course, and then they line up with some course modules. One of the things that I like that I'm going to use in my class is, basically getting students started in Canvas in the course, a nice welcome there, but then jumping into the various parts of the course. So right now there's 3 weeks of the course that are open. I'm a little behind in this course. I have to get kind of squared away, but I'm trying to get caught up on a number of other projects. But that's what it's keeping me busy during the summer, doing a little reading, doing a little podcast, and I'm just inviting you in to participate in my learning adventure. Thank you for following.